So this taking of action, being in action, just doing this part is extremely important, and it's extremely misunderstood. And here's what you need to know about it. When you take action on something, okay, that's something you're taking action on. Seems like there's you over here, and then there's this world out here, and you're taking action to forward something. And the reason that's like that is because your perception of your world is that there's you, and then there's separation between you and the world. But that's just because there's this heaviness over you, this worn downness, this kind of slumberness, or this deadening of your awareness to where there's a seemingness. The world seems separate from you, but quantum physicists have proved that there's nothing out there. There's no stuff out there. It's energy and information vibrating at different frequencies. And what is actually out there is a match for what's going on in here. So think of it as out there is my mind on blast. What I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, right, penetrates or permeates that field out there. It's like a foundation, an energetic foundation of the energy field. And everything is purely possible out in this field. Whatever you want is possible out in this field. And as you begin to think certain things and you start to feel certain ways, you begin to conjure up, if you will, or create in that field out there something that's starting to manifest that matches the feelings you're experiencing. Okay? So you're pervading this field with what's the background dominant feeling you're feeling. The you behind you, the non-physical part of you, is putting a vibration out into that field. If that vibration is fear, then all of the things that are not fear disappear, and all of the fear possibilities now come up. So you're going to keep fighting through fearful experiences because what's back here is creating what's out there. And where people get into so much trouble is they don't know it's coming from back here. They see it show up out here, so they go exhaust themselves trying to fix it and change it. So even when they get what they want over there, it requires a lot of effort, and they're exhausted. So the handle is, if I'm doing something and it's feeling like effort, I got to stop. Well, I can't stop. I won't get it done. Well, go forward and get it done and do what you do, and just pay attention to how you're feeling. Don't stop working hard. It's not going to match your belief system. Keep in line with your belief system. Work how you know you got to work. It's like talking to people and they're coming to me and asking me like, this person's teaching that person's teaching that. Let everybody be with whatever teacher they want to be with. We have no idea who's supposed to be with who. I don't know if you're supposed to leave me and go work with Joel Osteen. I'm going to honor, I don't know what's going on around here and everywhere with everyone. How about we just honor everybody going where they think they're going to get the most amount of help for themselves? Because if I think I know more than their inner being knows about where they should go, I'm more lost than I even want to consider. Okay? If you're feeling it coming from a place of fear, hustle, got to get my grind on, it's no good. It might yield you some fruit, but it doesn't feel good. So don't get rid of the action through effort immediately. Slowly begin to pay attention to how you're feeling. Start making how you're feeling the most important thing in your life, and pay attention to how much less effort you have to exert as you start feeling better, because now you're emanating or proliferating, putting out a different vibration into your field, because it seems separate, but it's really connected. And I'm going to tell you, as you begin to start to feel better, you begin to ascend, more of the resistance comes off, and you begin to see your connection to that outside world and your inside world more clearly. You start to see this interchange between how I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing. And when you see that and you start noticing, you can let go of all the stuff that you've been paying attention to that doesn't feel good and start making feeling good a big priority, and you start moving up and you start seeing this stuff, you're on your way. You don't need a life coach. You don't need a priest. You don't need a preacher. You don't need any of that stuff. You're now on a direct connection to your pathway. And all that's missing is the knowledge on how it works. So you get the action a little more now. You don't try to quit and overrun your beliefs because like, no, hard work's like, no, dude, that's a slower transition. That's stupid. It's really stupid, right? It's like people are like, what are you doing? I'm just being and waiting for my money to be here. No. When you have When your inner being sends you a desire, right? When that starts going on, there's no way getting around it if you start to look at what's going on. That your inner being now is continually sending you signals, right? And those signals that are coming to you are not signals designed to create difficulty for you. Your inner being doesn't care about a heartbreak. It doesn't care about sadness. It doesn't care about all that, dude. It's eternal. You're eternal. So what it does is it says, what was the lesson and who was it with? Okay, it was with his. He's going to do it with him. So our inner beings are coordinating the lesson you need with the lesson I need with the lesson Natalie needs. Perfect. And everyone's interacting with that. The only time you get in trouble is when you go over and start thinking you know what their lessons are going to be. You don't. Their inner being is working full speed to get them going and can't handle it. How do you think you're going to be able to do it, dude? No. You're not. You're not. You can love them. You can create spaciousness for them. You can create a space of allowance for them to show up and be whoever they are and whoever they need to be. But you got no idea what they're supposed to do. And what you can really find out about the proof of that is, wow, I'm here with my inner being and I don't have my plan fully worked out. I'm probably more lost than I even can consider about that story over there, right? Oh, the last thing I want to tell you about action. These feelings that you get about taking action on something that's exciting and you start following them, the most important distinction maybe of a human being's life is that practice and starting to trust that practice, right? But as you begin to follow that Taryn, everything will just become easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. And if you don't follow that and you don't take action because I'm scared, because, what if this happens? What if this goes wrong? What if this goes bad? If you don't take action, your inner being will stop sending it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Why bother? Yeah, really good, buddy. Yeah, that's really beautiful to see. That was a groundbreaker for me because I wasn't taking any action on anything because I was afraid of what I would look like and all that stuff. And so my inner being said, no problem, dude. Just go ahead. Then it went real fast into life sucks, right? That's why people are coming around you. They want that. Hey, dude, everybody's after this. How many people? Yeah, not most. Yeah. They don't know why they're here. And they never got any instructions. And it's confusing and it's bouncy and it's been a knee-jerk reaction, a lot of suffering and a lot of pain. But all of that's been an opportunity to awaken. Just ignored it. That's why you never feel sorry for anybody. They have access to the same stuff you do. You just got to want it like I did. So Taryn, I just got sick of being scared and fucking hurt and confused. I knew there was more. There was a part of me that knew there was more. And I started saying, I want to know what else is out there. That's all you did, dude. Cool. So I'm going to share a story with you about Judy, okay? So when Judy was a mom, part of her lessons this lifetime was her husband had something happened to him and he died. And so she was there with like 3 kids and she had to raise them by herself and she'd never worked or done anything. So she had, in order to survive and raise these kids, she had to go get a job and maybe a couple jobs sometimes. And she didn't really have time for a lot of nonsense. So she got a little aggressive to try to keep her life together and she wasn't feeling good. She'd be like, hey, motherfucker, put that fucking thing down over there. She had to like get control of her life and she did it through anger. Okay. So when she first started this work, that's why the first time all that anger had been building up in the form of resistance. I'm not kidding you. She cried for close to 15 minutes one time, just bawling. Almost 15 minutes, like a little over 13 minutes, somewhere in that area. That's it. I've never experienced that before. And she wanted to sell her pictures that she takes out in that place that she goes. But I'm impersonating. I don't want to do no fucking cold calls. I'm not doing that fucking. So things were kind of backing up for her. And then as we started looking at that and started investigating that, what came up was she didn't want to go out and cold call because she was afraid she would run into herself, which she would have, which she did, which is why she stopped. Why did she stop? Not because she doesn't like cold calling people, but because she didn't want to run into herself out there. It's too ugly. And when she went to do it, guess who she ran into? Herself in drag. Yeah, so Before, you tried to limp in there with an out of alignment version of yourself. So then what happens if you don't know that you're worthless when you go out of alignment? You're living out of alignment most of the time, and you're scared and you're feeling incompetent from a negative belief. So what do? You go to a weekend conference on how to rebuild your self-esteem and self-confidence. And then you go there over the weekend and you feel so fucking good because you let go of all the make wrong you've been doing. And then on Monday, you feel awesome. So you think you got your self-confidence back, but you didn't. You just got back in alignment from letting go of the resistance. Do you get it? That's what's going on in churches every weekend. They're not being fed, but they're letting go of the resistance. So they think the church is doing something good for them. But the pastor's not in there telling them, you got to find a way to get yourself into the kingdom. You got to find a way to get into alignment. You're no good out here, dude. Stop trying to rehab your out of the kingdom, out of alignment self. There is no self-help. You can't help this helpless. And when you're out of alignment, you're pretty helpless, dude. So every time you experience a negative emotion, that negative emotion, buddy, is coming to you. Imagine that is a messenger from God, from Shiva. In fact, imagine it as Hanuman. Imagine it as a monkey bringing you that feeling. And when that negative feeling comes in, you start to welcome it right there because you know it's going to give you this knowledge that you've been asking for. You don't negatively, adversely react to it. And that gets less and less and less all the time. Now we're on the path of no suffering. Because that now negative emotion, when it comes in, you don't resist it and make it worse and react from it. Now you understand that it's coming to bring you some more joy and some awareness about yourself. And that's the way you learn. That's the way we chose to learn. This isn't an accident. It's a lesson. Yes. Fun and playful. That's why what we're doing. When I was in Africa, Taryn, I love this story. You go to the Mari River. It's been on every nature show. And what happens is the wildebeest and the zebra have to cross the river because it's dead back there. All the grass is dead. No choice. They come up to the riverbank and the bank is pretty steep and there's fucking crocodiles in there. But what people don't know is not only are there crocodiles in there, but if you make it across the river, there's a couple pride of lion over there. And you got to do this twice a year, dude. I swear the next person that pisses me off, I am going to condemn them to a reincarnation as a wildebeest. Now, what happens is when you get up to the edge of that bank, it starts getting backed up. They're all forcing. And then one of them nudges in and falls, then they all go. The momentum just is over fucking powering, dude. One opens and then you feel this rush of nature energy that's like, wow. And there it goes. You see it? Everybody now on this planet is on this side of this river and they got to go across. All we're doing is like that fear you're experiencing is legitimate. Those will eat you. Those on the other side will eat you. I know I've crossed this river. Come down here. Follow me. Come down here. There's a pathway over here behind these trees that I'm going to show you. It's got a little dirt bridge over the river. We're going to go over there, walk right across. You don't need to run. You don't need to be sketched out. We're safe over here. The crocodiles can't catch you. Only if you're in the water. So we're going to go down here and cross the river over here. That's what we're doing to people. We're ushering from third density to fourth density. And we're doing it in a way, in my mind, in which we can get a lot of them going through continuously. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to do like the wildebeest, right? We know how to cross. They don't even know that's what's going on, dude. They just know they're scared. Remember? They just know. Here's the whole linchpin. You ready? I gotta find it. Gotta go find it. Something's missing. Something's not here. Something's wrong. Something's off. Something's not right. I gotta find it. Gotta find it. You know what I'm talking about? So if I can get you to forget that you are what you're desperately looking for, you're fucked. You are already what you're after. So if you take the version of yourself that's behind, remember if we looked at the ocean up at the top, waves, right? The wave is part of the ocean. You've spent your whole life up here as the wave. We're now sinking down and we are identifying with the ocean that just kind of watches those waves. It's not lost in the, right? You're becoming more the wave. Now, so whatever condition you find yourself in, I want to let you know from my own experience and from well over 1,000 people that I've worked with this lifetime. It's a crummy feeling to not feel good. When you don't feel good, you got one real problem, and it kind of tarnishes or it clouds or it kind of invades and kind of dampens and kind of ruins everything that you're experiencing in life. You can't create new concepts and new stuff from there. Life is just kind of a bummer. And it's not a conversation that you really have a bunch of outlets to speak about. It's just you feel crummy and then you spend time trying to just kind of hold on to your crumminess. The problem with that is you can't ever handle the crumminess by doing something different and more. The only way you're going to handle the crumminess is by discovering what the source of the crumminess is and then how to handle it. That's why I'm inviting you to join the Skool community, because in the Skool community, you're going to get a course full of modules where you're going to see me talking about these specific component parts of the law of manifestation, law of attraction, law of creation, whatever you want to call it. You're going to watch those videos. You're going to understand that this course is encapsulated in such a way that you can fully have an experience of yourself knowing what to do now. You can also download a free copy of my book, Think It, Feel It, Have It, The Keys to Creation. Just a quick blurb about that book. In there, I talk about the magnetic force, the magnetic field of the heart, the electromagnetic field of the heart, 5,000 times more powerful than the electromagnetic field of the mind. That's going to start to tell you something about how we're going from here to down into here. Also, over the last 15, 20 years, I've gathered what are the sources and the main causes of the resistance that we create for ourselves. I'm going to give you that as well. So you also, as you move and you start doing this work, you start to realize, if I don't keep in this conversation or stay with this work, I start to sink back into these old ways of being or old thought patterns or old conditioning or old programming. So what I've done is I've now incorporated a weekly phone call that keeps you in this conversation. It's not the same as going to church, but the frequency of it and the experience of it is going to be the same. And that is, you're going to gather more knowledge and you're going to release some more resistance and experience more relief. And lastly, this is a whole community. I think right now there's a couple hundred people in the Skool community. This is a whole community of like-minded people, people like you. You can start to interact with people in the group and start to find out more as you're moving along. And lastly, if this is something that's resonating for you and you're ready to really keep going and really take this on in a real concerted, directed, focused manner, there's programs where you and me can work together one-on-one. So let's get moving. Like, no kidding. Let's start moving in the direction that you want to and have you start feeling better and start experiencing things that you want to experience in your life. Book a one-on-one call with me. And in that call, I'm going to lay this out for you really, really clear in such a way that at the end of the call, you're going to understand that there is a way that you can go about getting yourself to be able to intentionally create things for yourself and for your life, and that how you've been doing it isn't this way. And I'm going to give you that on this phone call. Whether you choose to work with me further, that's a completely different conversation. And if that's something that comes up for you, we'll work that out at the time. But right now, let's just get in touch and let's let you see just how this actually works, which I'm telling you, you're going to find is different than how you've been holding it. And I'm really looking forward to connecting with you and talking with you.